everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Betsy and I make makeup and beauty history videos. And if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then I will leave a playlist of every single time period that I've done so far in the description for you. So if you love makeup or you love history, or if like me you love both combined, then please subscribe so you don't miss where we travel to next. But today, Aurora Storytime 27 has requested that we do some Andalusian beauty history. So that is what we are doing today. And if you yourself have any requests for any specific time periods that you really want to see, then also leave them in a comment and I will try and get around to doing them. And just putting out my usual disclaimer, I'm not an expert, I do these videos purely for fun, so there may be some things that I do say in this that are slightly incorrect. Please feel free to correct me in the comments if they are, as long as we all keep our comments nice and pleasant to each other. I'm a bit notorious for just deleting comments if I feel like someone's got a bit of an attitude, so yeah, as long as we all keep our comments nice and pleasant to each other, it's all good. And obviously I can't get every single one of these looks to be as absolutely historically accurate as I would like to with my modern products, but if you would like a little visual representation of what medieval Andalusian women's makeup may have looked like, then please keep watching. In medieval Andalusia, aka Al-Andalus, a region of the Iberian Peninsula which spread across Spain, Portugal, and parts of Andorra and Gibraltar, which at the time was under Islamic rule. Makeup practices at the time were influenced by Islamic cosmetic traditions and involved the use of many natural and imported substances for personal adornment, hygiene, and skincare. Unlike northern Christian Europe, which at the time cosmetics were viewed as something that was sinful, in Al-Andalus they were something that were actually quite celebrated and were a legitimate branch of medicine for both men and women. For Muslims living in the Middle Ages, cleanliness and hygiene was an integral part of their daily grooming and a prerequisite for fulfilling religious obligations. Islam mandates that men and women pray 5 times a day and that they must clean themselves before they perform their prayers. Therefore, hygiene and cleanliness was something that was of high importance to the region's beauty standards and their spiritual routines as well. Pale, clear skin was a beauty ideal, like most other time periods up until this point, but methods for achieving this differed from the toxic lead-based whiteners that were used in northern Christian medieval Europe. But like most time periods up until this point, pale skin was the beauty standard because it meant that you were rich enough to sit inside leisurely all day and not have a labour-intensive job out in the sun. Andalusian practices emphasise skin health and rejuvenation through natural ingredients and hygiene. Cleansers and exfoliators were used with ingredients like fava beans, barley, lupin, and rice that were ground into a powder and mixed with water or other liquids to scrub and exfoliate the skin, promoting a brighter complexion. Now I did try and make a little face mask out of rice today, but it didn't go very well. My food processor isn't very strong, so that was a bit of a fail, so sorry that one's being left out today. Afterwards, aromatic oils such as rose oil, myrtle oil, or olive oil were then used for moisturising and perfuming the skin and the hair. Therefore, for my moisturiser today, I used my Egyptian magic cream because the main ingredient in it is olive oil. And to lighten the complexion, face powders could be made from ingredients like the rice powder that I just mentioned, crushed pearls, or even crushed lily root. Arabic poetry and literature are rife with descriptions of women with wondrous eyes lined with kohl and thinly drawn blackened eyebrows. Like most other civilizations up until this point, kohl was used as an eyeliner to adorn the eyes and the eyebrows, but also at this time for a Karl beauty mark. Kohl is a substance typically made from grinding galena, aka lead sulfite, and this was a common and culturally significant practice for both aesthetic and health reasons. Kohl at the time was not just for aesthetic purposes, it was practical and slightly medicinal as well, which is why both men and women wore it at the time, as the protective qualities of kohl have been shown to keep glare from the sun, sand, and infections out of the eyes, and it is still widely used in a lot of Arabic cultures to this day for that exact same purpose. For the eyeliner, I decided to replicate that shape, but I wanted to use a pencil and a powder today to kind of replicate the kohl that would have been used. Kohl is a powder, so that made the most sense in my head. Also, I have permed my eyelashes, so it's actually really hard for me to do eyeliner right now. This is the easiest way that I can do eyeliner, so it's perfect for this look, right? In a lot of ancient texts, ancient Arabic eyeliner was not just one singular style as well, but included a dramatic bold line that framed the entire eye, extending from the inner corner to the outer corner, often created an extended almond-shaped look, and a Karl beauty mark was was one of the many aspects of the Iranian haft arish that has been utilised by a lot of Islamic cultures for centuries now as a symbol of women's true beauty. Although in ancient Arabic texts blusher was described as dragon's blood, rouge at the time was a red-based pigment usually made from grinding natural materials like plants or crushed berries, and was used on the cheeks and the lips to add a healthy appearance. And red lips were favoured, typically made with safflower. This is the closest colour lipstick that I have to match the safflower kind of colour, that's sort of like orangey red. It is, where have I put it? Number 7, Flame lipstick. I just thought this was perfect for that safflower kind of colour, you know? Don't know if that's 100% historically accurate, but it's the closest one that I own, so. But this was to give a fresh and youthful, healthy appearance because the plague was rampant in Europe at this time. The initial wave of the Black Death hit the Iberian Peninsula in around 1348, which is why blusher was so important at the time to fake that they were healthy and that they didn't have any diseases. Henna was used extensively for dyeing the fingernails, fingertips, and for dyeing the hair. And at the time, various recipes existed to create different shades, including red, orange, black, green, or turquoise. I've never seen turquoise henna before, that's so cool. And often using additional ingredients like iron oxide or the indigo plant. A wide array of aromatics like musk, ambergris, sandalwood, roses, and lavender were used to create personal perfumes, deodorant, and breath-refreshing tablets, highlighting a strong emphasis on personal hygiene and pleasant scents. Like a lot of other historical Islamic time periods, the most important beauty secret was the hammam. The hammam is characterized as a obviously cleansing, relaxation, and spiritual purification ritual all rolled into one, particularly important before praying to cleanse the body and the soul. The hammam typically is a sequence of hot rooms followed by a gentle body exfoliation with black soap and a foam massage. And at the time, the Islamic viewpoint towards female beautification at the time was not as rigid and intolerant as medieval northern Christian Europe. Adornment in itself was not equated to immorality, nor was beautification condemned. And while there are no direct references in medieval Arabic literature to where people bought these cosmetics from, satisfying the demands of beauty at the time was probably left to apothecaries and perfumers. The maintenance of personal hygiene, grooming, and putting on perfumes was regarded in high esteem in medieval Muslim culture. Sanitary routines were performed on a daily basis, such as the removal of underarm hair and pubic hair with a cream made from arsenic, nail trimming, oral cleansing, and cleaning oneself with water after using the lavatory. Medieval Arabic culinary texts and guides on etiquette also detailed the appropriate practices of hand washing before and after meals, often incorporating the use of various scented powders and perfumes as well. Muslims at the time enjoyed a sophisticated hygiene culture, which compared to other regions in northern Christian medieval Europe at the time was vastly different. And while not strictly makeup, medieval Andalusian women's hairstyles at the time typically involved long, dark, and wavy hair that was often styled in elaborate plaits or curls. However, publicly, obviously, the hair was covered, but intricate hairstyles were a significant aspect of personal adornment within private spaces. From what I can see of the artwork at the time, the hair was obviously covered, but then sometimes they would have two plaits or two curls right here. I didn't want to do that today though, just in case this wasn't fully accurate. Overall, medieval Andalusian beauty practices focus on personal presentation, health, and hygiene, utilizing a rich array of plant and mineral-based cosmetic products and techniques, many of which had roots in Islamic, Roman, and North African traditions. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed filming it. I love learning about other cultures and the history of their cosmetics. I mean, obviously that's what my whole channel is about. But also, side note, any hijabis watching this right now, how do you do it? It's actually quite complicated to cover your hair and not have a little bit showing. Like I've got a little bit here. I've spent the whole video just like pulling it down. Please excuse my head covering skills as well. I'm not versed in that yet. But if you did enjoy this video, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, if you have any other time periods that you really want to see from me, then please let me know and I will try and get around to doing them. I will leave a playlist of every single time period that I've done so far in the description for you. I'll also leave a link to the kohl that I used as well. It's also worth mentioning that the head coverings at the time would have been slightly more intricate than this one, but this is the only one that I own, so my battery is running out, so I need to wrap this up. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video as well.